webinar. This is Rich Levin, live back in my office after our Israel vacation. You know, Israel was much calmer when you're there than it seems like it would be on the news. So more about that another time, or personally if we get a chance to talk. Today we're going to take a break from our talking about skills and talk about finish strong and start strong, because you want to begin working right now for a strong finish to 2014 that will guarantee you a strong start to 2015. And today in our webinar we're going to learn how. So the title of this, and Kayla and Chava can use this as the title, the other was the one-liner, is Momentum Defeats the Dangerous Fall Blahs. Having looked at agents' numbers for over 20 years, thousands and thousands of agents and their production, many, I'd say the majority of agents will have a fall letdown. So after the summer, after August, September, October, their last 5 months of the year average far less production than the first 5 or 6 or 7 months of the year. So, and that not only creates a soft fall, but it creates a soft start to the new year. So I want you to get in your heads right now, man, take off as much time as you want. Enjoy your life. Enjoy getting your kids back to school or whatever fall rituals you may have. Enjoy whatever holidays you may have coming up. But start to build some momentum to finish strong, defeat the fall blahs. So your mindset, success mindset, is your September and October activity will dictate how well you finish 2014 and start 2015. Not necessarily the results, but the activity. Activity, not the results. The activity you build now will probably, hopefully, some of it will come to fruition, turn into listings and sales right away. But very likely, much of it will turn into sales through the fall and winter and into the spring. This is a time of year when it is very important to fight back the feelings you may have to be a little lazy, a little slow coming back from summer, and to get very active. Or the market's been slower. This is a very important time of year when you want to be active. You want to be actively speaking to people. You want to be actively following up on leads. You want to be actively prospecting for sale by owners or whatever other prospecting activities you're involved in. You want to be actively marketing. Make sure you're getting out, whatever postcards to your farm, to your sphere of influence, whatever mailings. You want to be actively blogging and posting on social media and social networks. Actively doing whatever it is that you do to build your business. See, statistics and experience prove that the fall is a natural slowdown time for agents. Does the market slow down in the fall? Yes. Well, yes and no. Yes, the market slows down in the fall compared to the spring. But no, it does not slow down compared to this summer. The latter part of the summer is almost always slower than the fall. In fact, the business picks up from about mid-September through October. That's the second most active time of the year, just statistically. If you look at all the sales over all the years, mid-September through October is the second most active time of the year after March, April, May. Do agents slow down in the fall? Yes, that's the issue. I don't want you to slow down too much in the fall. And the ones that do slow down suffer a slow end to the year and worse, a slow beginning to the next year. Momentum now defeats this dangerous fall slowdown that impacts most agents. So add a goal to your consciousness. To have the business that you want, the business that you dream about, the business you imagine possible, there are 3 goals that you want to be constantly conscious of. Now I'm going to add a 4th one, but the 3 you want to continue to be consciously conscious of are your new client appointments per week. And once you're a client of Real Estate Grad School, we do a goal setting session with you live, one-on-one. It's part of starting coaching, even though we only charge, what is it, $49 a month. You get a live one-on-one session, typically with me, where we set your goals, and the 3 most important goals are your new client appointment goals per week. And most agents not familiar with our work don't realize that really just 1 or 2 new client appointments per week will take you to numbers you've never seen before. The second goal to be conscious of are your sales that you put under contract each month. So in August, the sales where either the buyer signed and the seller signed, so buyer bought, or the buyer brought an offer to your seller accepted it, negotiated to completion, where your listing sold. Those are called sales under contract in the month. And the third goal to be aware of are your listings taken each month. But I want you to add a new goal for the fall. From now through the end of September, just from now through the end of September, you can keep it up if you like, but from now through the end of September, I want you to keep track of prospecting contacts per day. Now that's prospecting contacts. So we're not talking about, we're not talking about talking to clients you're already working with. We're not talking about following up on sales you're already working on. We're not talking about talking to buyers you're already showing houses to. We're talking about talking to to people who you are not yet currently working with, buying or selling. Prospecting contacts per day. And I want you to make a minimum of 10. It's not really true. I'm going to have you choose another number, but 10 would be an ideal number. And remember, contacts means they respond. So sending a note is not a contact because they don't respond. Now, if you send notes and they respond, that's fine. Making a blog post is not a contact. However, sending an email and they're responding, sending a text and they're responding, contacting them through social media and they're responding, we would call a contact. So contact means that they respond. So just like we set our sales goals, I want to set 3 levels of goals. So I want to add this goal to your consciousness. I want you to add this goal to your consciousness. If you want to do an exceptional level of momentum building from now through the end of the year or from now through the end of September, I want you to contact 10 or more prospecting contacts every day, Monday through Friday or Sunday through Thursday or whatever days of work you consider your working weekdays. I want you to take at least 1 or 2 days off from this so that you have a break and you can bring energy back to it. Tiptoe goal, sort of a satisfactory goal. I'd like you to make 5 to 9 contacts. So if you don't want to make 10 or more, make 5 to 9. And disappointing goal, if you want to just do a minimum number, you could make 1 to 4 of these contacts, but make at least 1, because if you don't make any, I would call that being out of business. So start with 1, build yourself up, see if you can get to 5 or 10 or more prospecting contacts each day. I want you to add this goal to your consciousness. So right now, each of you choose which level you want to commit to from now through the end of September. And if you commit to the disappointing level, do not feel badly about that. That's really far better than being out of business. Pick a level right now and just write it down. Write down the name of the level, exceptional, tiptoe, or disappointment, and write down the name of the level and write down what that number corresponds to, how many contacts, prospecting contacts that is. Now, who to contact? Lead follow-up is always first. Okay? Lead follow-up is always first. If there's any active leads that you haven't spoken to or haven't spoken to in, let's say, more than a week or 2 weeks, lead follow-up is first. These are not people you're working with yet. They're people you just haven't turned into clients. They're still leads. So even though you've spoken with them before, count those. New leads, leads you haven't followed up on, is next, whether you email them and they respond or you call them. Referral sources, people that have sent you business this year that you want to thank them and ask them if they know of anybody else. Past clients, everyone you sold the house to this year and possibly last year. Comfortable sphere of influence, people in your sphere who you're comfortable talking to about business, asking for business, and people in your farm. So make notes right now of 2 things. Make notes of the actual names of some of the people that come to mind that you want to contact. Right now, if anybody's coming to mind that you need to contact, you have been delaying contacting, right now I want you to write down the names of actual people to contact and write down which of these categories you are going to commit to contacting. Write down which of these categories of people you will contact. Now, How will you contact them? How to contact? You can phone them and they respond. You can text them and they respond. You can email them and they respond. You can do it through social networks. You can knock on doors. Contact means they respond. You knock on somebody's door, no one answers, that's not a contact. You knock on someone's door, they answer, that's a contact. And if all else fails, if there's no other choices, there's no expires, there's no for sale banners, there's nothing you want to do, get into your farm area with a list of the houses that are sold in the area and knock on doors. So make notes again, please, of the ways in which you plan to contact people most often. So if you want less personal contact, do it by text and email. Now, what do you say? What do you say? And the answer is that you don't say, you ask. Please, 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 for your sake and for theirs, don't say anything. Don't blah, blah. Instead, ask questions. Ask questions. Now, what kinds of questions would you be asking? Well, let's talk about that, what to ask. With your leads, your new leads or your existing leads, ask about their plans, where they're moving, when they're moving, why they're moving, about the property they're looking for. Those are the things they're interested in. To your referral sources, before you ever ask for business, ask about them, ask how they're doing. Show gratitude and thank them again for the business that they've sent you. And then certainly ask, let them know you want a strong finish to the year, and ask about anybody else they may know who may be thinking of buying or selling. Use that wonderful question. And if you do come across anybody, would you feel comfortable referring me to them? Great. Does anybody come to mind right now? With past clients, ask about their property, how they're doing, how the new house is, how they had plans to plant a garden. Did they get to that yet this year? How the kids are doing or looking forward to school. And ask them about the property and about themselves. With your comfortable sphere of influence, ask about Ford. That's family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Ask about their family. Ask about their work. Ask about their recreation, what they may have done this summer that was fun. Ask about things you know they are looking forward to, dreaming about. And in your farm area, bring information with you, and don't just give it to people. Ask if they'd like the information that you have for them. So that covers how many people to speak to, who to speak to, and even what to say to them. So remember this success mindset. Your September and October activity, not necessarily the results you get, but the activity will dictate how well you finish 2014 and how well your 2015 begins. You could have the best start to 2015 because of what you do in the next 45 days and how you keep that up through the end of the year. This is the time of year when it is very important to be very active. So actively speak to people, follow up on leads, prospect, market, blog, post. You don't have to do all those things, or you could, but you want to be active from now. Be consciously active from now through the end of September, and those routines and those habits and those systems and just that level of activity you build will keep you going through fall. I'd like to say to keep doing this through October. We may decide to extend this, but certainly right now, when the beginning of those September blogs are most likely to kick in, I want you to be consciously very active. And add that goal to your consciousness. To have the business you want to be aware of your new appointments each week, your sales under contract, your listings, and from now through the end of September, I want you to be very conscious of your prospecting contacts each day, and that you have set a goal for yourself of some level of prospecting contacts each day. Now, you can just hear this and go, I know that. Knowing, you know, in the Bible, knowing means sexual relations, okay? When Adam knows Eve, or when one of the biblical characters knows another, it's talking about something very active. So I don't want you to just know these things. I want you to know them in a biblical sense. That's funny. I want you to know them in a way that you are experiencing them every day, that you are contacting those prospects. So the ingredient for your recipe of success today is make 5 or more prospecting contacts as early in the day today as possible. And then again tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll be reminding you that with our coaching calls throughout the week. Those of you that are not coaching clients, We have these first 15 webinars every single Monday through Friday, and I will be keeping this reminder up because it is critical to you getting a fast finish to this year, a strong finish to this year, and a strong start to next year. If you're interested in coaching with us, our group coaching program is the most cost-effective, comprehensive, most effective coaching program on earth. It's only $49 a month and $4.99 for the year, and you get tremendous goal-setting support and everything else that you could imagine. We are sincerely committed to your success. So with that, hug the ones you love. Thank you so much for your commitment, loyalty, confidence in me, and I promise we here at Real Estate Grad School and I myself, Rich Levin, will continue to do everything we can to help you achieve the business you know you're capable of and that you imagine is possible. Hug the ones you love. Make a great day. Have this strong finish to August. Get active and look forward to a strong finish to 2014. Be well. Bye.